All right, well, welcome back. Yeah, I warned you guys it was going to be a bunch of videos on Fast and Furious, just one after the other, because like Sean Cannell says, basically you can't do well on YouTube unless you post videos. So here I am posting videos. We are actually working backwards in the Rubank Elementary method for Flute. We are actually going to start at lesson 4, do lesson 5 and 6, and catch up. I don't think we're going to go back any further than that unless it's requested. And I did have a request to do lesson 4 and lesson 5. We've already done lesson 6. All right, so in lesson 4 in the Rubank elementary method for Flute, we've got new notes. Also, there's no such thing as a new note, just a new note to us, like a new car. Used car, it's my new car. New to us. Like our house was our new house, except someone that already lived there. It was new to us. So these notes have already been used by, I don't know, everybody. Lesson 4 on the top, we have the notes that are on the lines, E, G, B, D, and F, and the notes that are on the spaces, G, that's number 2, and then we have F, A, C, and E in under circle 3. A tie, the concept of a tie. A tie is simple. Well, we have a note value tied to another note of the same pitch, and you add those two note values together. In the example, we have a half note that in 4/4 time will get 2 counts, tied to a quarter note that in 4/4 time will get 1. So tied together, they get 3. And then under circle 5, we have a dotted half note. A dotted half note gets 3 counts because the dot adds half of the note's normal value. Half of the note's normal value. So in that particular instance, the normal value for a half note will be 2. Half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. There you go. And then on circle 6, we have a whole rest. Then in circle 7, a half rest. And in circle 8, we have a quarter rest. There you go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play number 1 in lesson 4. And then I want you to look at, while I'm doing that, I want you to look at lesson 2 to see if you can see some similarities. Here we go. Lesson 1. 1, 2. All right. The first note in lesson 1 is a half note tied to a quarter note. Thus, they're played as one note. It gets 3 counts. Let's look down at number 2. Number 2 has a dotted half note. Remember we just said that a dotted half note in 4/4 time will get 3 counts? Kind of equal to the thing above it, isn't it? Now, if we look at number 2 is the exact same rhythm written differently as number 1. It's a lot cleaner. There's a lot fewer ties and stuff. The dot uses a lot less ink than the tie, right? Than the tie and the extra note. Now, the copyists did these kind of things to save time and to save resources and to add clarity to what they were writing. So that's where the tie came from. All right, I would play number 2, but I just did. It's just like number 1. Number 3 is a little different. Let's play lesson 4, number 3. 1, 2. There you go. So we have a quarter note that gets 1 count, followed by a dotted quarter that gets 3. So that's the entire measure. Measure 1, measure 2, measure, 5, measure 6. Same thing. And what you can do is you can stop the video if I'm going too fast, and you can practice. Or if you hit the little gear, you can change the speed of the recording. Now, if you do that when I'm talking, it'll sound like I've been on a 3-day bender, but the pitch of the flute will be correct. So it'll be like slowing my playing down. So you can try that for sure. All right, number four. Number four, the interval study. Now, why this is important is for our ear and to make sure that we are keeping our fingers as close to the keys as possible. That'll allow for much better finger dexterity. All right, number four. 1, 2, ready? Go. Repeat. There you go. Again, if I'm going too fast, you hit the gear, and then that you can go up like to half speed. The pitch will be right on, but it'll be like I'm playing it twice as slow. And you could practice that slower and then speed up. Okay? Cool. All right, extending the range. Like we did in circle 2 on the top of the page, the note that sits on top of the staff is the G. This is important because we know that the low G is fingered 1, 2, 3, and the register key. And the thumb key in the back. And when we just play it with regular air, we get the note that's on the line. Now, in order to get that note that's sitting on top of the staff, we need to change the speed and the direction of the air that we're putting in and over the flute. I add a little pressure to the air, a little speed, a little pressure, and I direct a little bit more inside the flute to get that note to come out. Here's the bottom note, and now the one on the staff. The bottom one. So let's do that first to make sure that we are playing that note consistently where it's supposed to be. Remember, the high notes will get a little bit more pressure, a little bit more air directed into the flute, and a little bit more pressure. Push the gas a little bit, and they should be coming out fairly consistently. So let's do number 5. 1, 2, ready? Remember, when we're playing those notes that are an octave up, we just add a little bit more pressure, to the air, and those overtones should speak on a fairly consistent basis. Alrighty. Let's see. The first duet. Here's how we're going to work duets. I'm going to play the first line of the duet, and on the repeat, play the second line. So what you can do is while I'm playing the first line, you can play the second line along with me. And then when I switch, you can go to the other part. So the first time you're going to play the bottom line, and the second time you're going to play the top line. You got it? Here we go. First duet. 1, 2, ready? Well, there you go. And again, if I'm going too fast, you can stop the video and practice, or you can hit the little gear on the page there and slow the playing down. Now, if you hear the talking with the speed turned down, it kind of sounds like this, and it's really weird and it's really creepy. So don't do that. Only for the flute playing. You got it? Very good. Now, number 7, lightly row. Lightly row is in every single method book that I have ever played. It's in all of them. It's just in all of them. I've played it in 1,000 different keys. Here we go. Again, the high notes. Make sure you add some pressure to the sound, to the airspeed. Direct a little bit more air in, and you should be good to go. Here we go. Lightly row. 1, 2, ready? And there we are. And you can also speed it up if you like. How about that? You can speed it up if you like. Hit the gear and go to 2 times faster or 10 times faster or whatever it is. All right. Another study in thirds, a lot like the interval study we did on exercise number 4. And the idea here is to make sure that we keep the air pressure up for the higher notes, and we keep our fingers as close to the keys when we're playing as possible. All right, number 8, lesson 4 from the Rubank elementary method for flute. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? Now, just for fun, and to see if we're really keeping our fingers close to the keys, we may try that at a different tempo. Let's see. 1, 2, ready? Let's try one more. Let's try one more. I think that's enough. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Saxophone Factory. Until we see you again, keep playing.